What's happening in Oklahoma? This is the Oklahoma Memo for September the 11th, 24 years to the day when the United States was changed forever, and one day after political activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I'm doing something a little bit different today, and some of you might not like it. I'm about to heap some praise on Republican U.S. Senator Markwayne Mullin, who this morning did a segment on CNN with Democrat U.S. Representative Josh Gottheimer from New Jersey. They were talking with anchor Dana Bash about Wednesday's tragedy in Utah and the need to come together. By the way, Mullin and Gottheimer didn't come together for this CNN opportunity. They're friends. They're Jim Bros, and it harkens back to an era when this kind of thing happened all the time in Congress. Former Senators Barack Obama and Tom Coburn were very good friends. Of course, former President Reagan and Tip O'Neill were also great friends. And I grew up in the Gee, Muskogee. I went to Cherokee. I went to Franklin Elementary, West Junior High, and MHS. And in junior high, I became friends with this kid who was conservative, really conservative, country conservative. I've always been a moderate Democrat, but he and I would argue and argue and argue. And then I'd stay at his house often on the weekend. We were the best of friends, and we are still friends to this day. Also, side note, I think it's funny how the most conservative guy I knew was also the single wildest dude I knew in college, in the best of ways. Back to the interview, though. At one point, Senator Mullin said that Republicans needed to, quote, stop gaslighting the base. And before you get worked up about that, this absolutely applies to Dems, too. What he's saying is that politicians fire up the base with all this fight, 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 and that can translate to real life. And he was serious about this next point. He committed on air to having a conversation with you-know-who about how he talks about other people and political opponents. And it's great if that actually happens. But here's the point of this video today. We adults are in a position of leadership, whether it be at home, at work, at church, in the community, amongst friends, or even in public. The way we talk and behave is being studied subconsciously by everybody around us. And people who look to us as leaders, whether we think we are or not, doesn't matter, they start to emulate us. What Senator Mullin and Representative Gottheimer did today was model great behavior to the rest of us, anybody who was watching CNN. Now, do I say this coming from a place of privilege? Clearly, and I understand that. But the age-old question about politicians is, would you have a beer with him or her? And after what I saw today from Senator Mullin, I can confidently say that, heck yes, I'd have a beer with him, and let's just go ahead and make it 2. You can sign up for Oklahoma Memo newsletter at oklahomamemo.com and follow me right here.